This is my daughter Adeline, and she will be helping me bind today. Hey there! I get asked a lot on how I bind my school books, and I'm going to show you how we do that today. So it's time for us to print out a new unit so we can be ready to start the next unit. And I'm going to show you how to do that. We use the Epson EcoTank 3760 printer, and it's so very practical for us. We have a small house and it's like this big. Before we used a printer and it was a much bigger, it left a much bigger footprint, and it basically, this ink right here would print it would print about 10 units, and that was it before I had to change all of them or like 2 or 3 of them. It was really annoying. So anyways, that was way too much ink. I mostly couldn't even make it through printing the 10 units that I needed because I mess up on a lot of printing. So I will print the wrong thing, or my printer decided to print an extra one and I never had enough ink to finish the whole thing. So I started researching printers and I decided, let's just try the Epson EcoTank 3760, and it's totally a different approach for me because this is the ink and you just pour it in, and that was totally different for me. So jumped on that, tried it out. I have printed out about 25-ish, give or take, units so far with the Epson EcoTank 3760, and I still have ink. And I've messed up, like big time mess up. Like I've used an entire ream and I've messed that much paper up, plus more. So I use 32-pound paper. It's pretty thick. It's a good thickness. It's right here. I do subscribe and save on Amazon, and I get, I think, 5 of these reams of paper in a box, each shipment. I love it because my kids can watercolor on it, and it doesn't go through at all. I'm very happy with it. It's pretty thick. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old that watercolor, so they always like to put excess water on there, and it holds up really well. So here's an example of quality that the Epson EcoTank does, 3760. I'm pretty happy with it. I used it was another Epson printer. It was made for office work. It was really big. I'm serious, it was like huge, heavy. I didn't like moving it. This printer though, I can just take it wherever I want to go. I love it. So I have the ProClick Swingline GBC and this P50, and this is what I use to bind. I just put the paper in. I'll show you in just a moment. Awesome. And to empty it out, you just do that and shake it all out in the trash. Still something in there, and just put it back. It's so simple. You can do about 6 pages. I find with 32-pound paper, it's hit and miss with 6 pages. I can definitely do 5 pages. I bought this right off the bat since we started Gather Round, and that's just what I've used. And we also have these. They're the binding spines, and you can buy these in bulk, which I have done. The larger ones hold 110 pages. We print double-sided, so that gives you more room for your papers. So these you just bind it down the side and put it on and call it good. I like to use the big ones. You can use smaller ones. I did use these for a while. These are 85 sheet capacity, but from my personal experience, I've found that the pages kind of stick just a little bit when the kids turn them. So I just decided to do the bigger spines, which hold 110 sheets, and the pages just turn like so fluid. So because we use 32-pound paper, It might not exactly hold 110 pages or 85 pages. It definitely holds the gather round units just fine. I don't have any problems with that. And some of them are, you know, pretty thick, like the teacher's guide is thicker. Never had a problem with that, works great. For the smaller units, like a mini unit, I will use the smaller ones. So the smaller ones hold 45 pages. I use those for mini units and they're really awesome. And each box comes with a tool to help you close the binding or open the binding. Sometimes I just use my fingers, it works fine. And I have links to all this stuff down in the description below. So let's get to binding. So what I do is I grab 5 sheets of paper and it goes right from here to here to here. Flip, and it should be lined up perfectly fine. So I have a system. Up, put it in, grab it down. There's a little lip right here, and I don't put them on top of the lip like this. I don't do that. I do this. I bring them down on the very flat part of it, and I push them up and in, and then I just bind, and they are perfect. So what I'm doing right now is I'm binding these little nature journals from Gather Round. So I have to cut them out, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I don't care if they're totally perfect and even. That does not bother me at all. They're nature journals, and I think it adds character if they're a little off. Okay, I've got the botany books, the journals cut out. They're not my best work, but I don't care. It's a botany journal, nature journal. So now what I'm gonna do, I have it punched, and I'm going to measure where I need this to be, and I'm gonna cut the rest off. Okay. That's another thing I love about these. You can size them to whatever you need it for. I've made flashcards with these, regular binding with 8.5 by 11 paper, and now I'm doing a nature journal. I don't remember what size this is, but I've never done something this size. And I have not been binding this long. I stopped to eat dinner while it was hot, so I didn't miss out on that. I did not cook dinner. If you're wondering, how did I cook? No, I didn't do that. My husband cooked dinner. He always cooks dinner. He's amazing. Standing behind the camera making me laugh. Love you, boo. So now I have this, and I actually really like how it turned out. It's really cute. Even though it's uneven, I don't care. It's fine. It's super cute. I love this. The kids can just hold on to it. The little kids and the big kids. It's easy to hold on to. And this is the smallest binding spine that I have. I believe it's 45 pages that it can hold. But it's nice and loose and you can move it around. So the pages, they turn really nicely. Love it. Now I have 3 more journals to go to bind and spine. And this is my mess right here from cutting. So here we go. That's how I do my binding. It's worked for us for 2 years, going strong since the beginning. I don't think I'm going to change it up anytime soon just because that's what works for us. I know how to do it. I'm efficient at it. Works for the kids. So I think we're going to stay with it for the time being. If you have any questions, comment below. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And also, if you would like some comparisons with the ProClick, you can check out Homeschool. They have a binding video and she compares different binding methods so that you can decide for yourself, and she explains what has worked for her and her son. So yeah, go check her out, Homeschool. So everything I have here is down in the description as an affiliate link. If you'd like to check those out, you can. Thanks for watching. I don't need those. I never needed those. I need those. Give me them. Give me them. I forgot I was gonna